Good morning, dear students, and welcome back to a new lecture of the distance learning about the same author, Knut Hamsun. Last time we talked about his novel or the masterpiece of his life, Hunger. And we said a lot of the most information that we need to write the analytical essay about his personal life, the personal life that affected his work or his literature very much. Today, inshallah, we are going to go over Hunger, the novel of Knut Hamsun, summary part 1. I said part 1 because the summary is somehow long and I cannot um, uh, say it in just one video out of 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So today we are going to go over some of the background about the author Knut Hamsun and also a part of the summary or the summary but not the complete summary. Knut Hamsun, the pseudonym of Knut Pedersen, born August 4 in 1859 in Lom, Norway. He died in February 1952, near Grimstad. Norwegian novelist, a dramatist, a poet, and winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1920. So we have here a Nobel Prize recipient. It means that he is a very qualified author and also very deep one that can write writings that have a lot of messages to the humanity or that can be very useful to the people. He was a leader of the New Romantic revolt at the turn of the century. He rescued the novel from a tendency toward excessive naturalism, so he had a great role in changing some facts or some issues about literature during his lifetime. Peasant origin, Hamsun spent most of his childhood in remote Tamaray, Northern country, and had almost no formal education. So he suffered during the beginning of his life as an adult. He started to write at age 19, and some other stories said that he started writing at the age of 17. So no exact information here, but it's so close, 19 out of 17. So when he was a shoemaker's apprentice in Podo in northern Norway, I didn't say this part in the previous video, but today I will add this piece of information because it's important to write to the summary of it. So he was a shoemaker's apprentice in Podo in northern Norway. During the next 10 years, he worked as a casual laborer. Twice he visited the United States. As I said in the previous video, he was a great traveler where he held a variety of mostly manual jobs in Chicago, North Dakota, and Minneapolis, and also Minnesota. So he worked, or he was a great traveler during America and some other countries. First publication was the novel Salt in 1990, Hunger, as I said, the story of a starving young writer in Norway. Salt marked a clear departure from the social realism of the typical Norwegian novel of the period. Its refreshing viewpoint and impulsive lyrical style had an electrifying effect on European writers. Hamsun followed his first success with a series of lectures that revealed his obsession with August Strindberg and attacked such idols as Henrik Ibsen and also Leo Tolstoy. And he produced a flow of works that continued until his death. So this paragraph is just talking about his history of writing or his writing during his lifetime and how great he was as a great writer. Like the social heroes of his early works, for example, Mysteria in 1892 with the novel of Mystery, sorry, and also Pan in 1894, and Victoria in 1898. So Hamsun either was indifferent to or took an intervirient view of progress. In a work of his mature style, Markins growth in 1917, Growth of the Soil. He expresses a back to nature philosophy, but his message of fierce individualism, influenced by Friedrich Nietzsche and Strindberg, remains a constant. So here he was affected by a great character called Friedrich Nietzsche, and he had a great message of fierce individualism. Consistent to the end and the antipathy to modern Anglo-American culture, Hamsun supported the Germans during the occupation of Norway in World War II. And as I said in the previous video, that he was a great figure in the World War II, and he was a great, I can say, advisor to Hitler. After the war, he was imprisoned as a traitor. Traitor means here cheater or betrayal, but charges against him were dropped in view of his age. So something like that, he didn't take the judgment because of the view of his age. He was, however, convicted of economic collaboration and had to pay a fine that ruined him financially. So he didn't go to the jail, but he paid a lot of money that ruined him or ruined his life financially. Hamsun's collaboration with the Nazis seriously damaged his reputation, as I said the previous time, and it was one of the greatest troubles during his life because he helped Hitler in his crimes and in the Nazi war or Nazi party. So he lost his reputation as a writer, or sorry, as a person or as a character, but they praised him as a writer or as a great figure of writing literature. But after his death, critical interest in his works was renewed and the new translations made them again accessible to an international leadership. Already in 1949, at age 90, he had made a remarkable literary comeback with the Pa Jingrod Stay on Overgrown Paths, which was in part memoir, in part self-defense. But first and foremost, a treasure trove of vibrant impressions of nature and seasons. His deliberate rationalism and his wayward, spontaneous impressionistic style had wide influence throughout Europe. And such writers as Maxim Gorky, sorry, and Thomas Mann and Isaac acknowledged him as a master. A six-volume comprehensive edition of Hamsun's letters, Knut Hamsun's Brev, was published in Norwegian in 1994 and 2001, with two volumes of selected letters in 1990 to 98, appearing in English translation. So here we have a great issue in his life that affected his work very much, and it is his participation in the Nazi war of helping Hitler in his crimes. And this is the greatest trouble in his life because it ruined his reputation. Today we went over the most important points on the author's life that affected his work very much and a piece of the summary. Okay, today next time inshallah we are going to go over the whole summary about part 1 to part 5. Okay, thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.